I came away from Christ Memorial Productions' recent staging of Mary Poppins with a higher regard for the show than I had before. When I saw the first national tour, I was dazzled by the theater magic. Mary sliding up the banister, Bert the chimney sweep dancing upside down on the ceiling, a demolished kitchen magically reassembling itself. The next two productions I saw disappointed me because the effects weren't as special. I wasn't focused on special effects at Christ Memorial, however, and it turns out that the rest of the show is stronger than I thought. It doesn't need the ultimate in theater magic if the production is fully invested in the story. The musical is an adaptation of the 1964 Disney film featuring the Academy Award-winning score by the Sherman Brothers, along with new music by George Stiles and Anthony Drew. The book by Julian Fellows draws from the original series of children's books by P.L. Travers, as well as the Disney film. The title character, of course, is a nanny who unexpectedly appears at the Banks household in response to a classified ad that was torn up and burned right in front of the audience. She arrives in the nick of time. The unruly Banks children, Jane and Michael, have run off another nanny. The father, George, is a tyrant who is consumed with his job at the bank. The mother, Winifred, is very unhappy with her roles in the family. Mary's mission is to get this family back on the right track, and the play does so in a way that speaks to modern families too. In the title role, Heather Matthews was a marvel. Her Mary Poppins was always unmistakably in charge, so much so that she never had to resort to unpleasantness to get her way. I had no trouble believing in her magic. Matthews' singing was just as fine as her acting. As Mary's mysterious friend Bert, Larry Love was a charmer. He was not asked to dance upside down in Step in Time, but this number and all the others were a treat for the eyes and ears. The big set pieces had way too many people on stage for me to count, but the performers were always given something to do that was interesting and well suited to their age and experience. I can't say enough about the remarkable coordination of all the forces by director Mary McCrite and choreographer Kim Click and musical directors Greg Mueller, Connie Mulch, and Mark Seneschal. The inner struggles of Winifred Banks were movingly portrayed by Amelia LaViolette. George Banks started out as a pure martinet in Keith Poppett's interpretation and softened appropriately later. Lucy Sheen as Jane and Jacob Castro as Michael made believable transitions as the children learned their lessons. As Miss Andrew, the nanny who terrorized George Banks as a boy, Nikki Collett lived up to the character's nickname, the Holy Terror. There were notable performances by Sarah Page and Jonathan Wensky as the Banks servants, Diane Miller as Mrs. Corey, and Denise Mullen as the Bird Woman, whose big number was enhanced by the video on the screen behind the singer. The lighting design was by John Joust and Aaron Wolfe. The set by Diane Mueller had multiple levels that facilitated some nice effects when Mary arrived and when she left. The kite scene was very well managed too. The props by Megan Panaruski and the costumes by Mickey Sheeran and Mary McCrite helped create attractive stage pictures for a memorable production.
Yeah, it certainly was. This is yet another that we've seen that Mary McCrate has directed, and when she marshals her troops, she's really quite the commander-in-chief when all this happens. But again, good to listen to. Let's hear some of this.
Check your breath before you speak in case it's halitosis.
We'll be watching some of these productions from our two seats on the aisle.
And we'll be watching the mail and the email for your thoughts on theater in this program and for items for the calendar. Send them to Two on the Aisle, HECTV, 3221 McKelvey Road, Bridgeton, Missouri, 63044, or by email to tota@hectv.org.
Join Deborah Sharn for more news about theater on the KDHX podcast, Break a Leg, Theater in St. Louis and Beyond. And find more news about all the arts on State of the Arts on HEC TV on Sundays and Thursdays at 7 p.m.
Catch Bob's reviews on KDHX.
Catch both of us next time on cable and the web for two kinds of trash and a show done twice.
We'll see you then.